Well, today we got Sprinkle, and I know I got men on my channel. There's probably the odd few women on my channel, but for the most part, it's all men, right? So y'all might be wondering, what is Sprinkle? I'm gonna tell you right now. Sprinkle is the reason why the dating game nowadays is so messed up, right? Because the women who are listening to this type of advice are trying to go against their nature and become something that they're not, right? They've been used and abused. They've been used as cum dumpsters. They've been tossed to the side of the road, and they said enough is enough. We got to get our get back. We got to do something about this. We got to start developing these masculine qualities about ourselves, and we got to go out there and play guys, right? We got to go out there and play guys so that we can start getting money out of it. We can start getting something out of it because we're tired of being used as cum dumpsters. We're tired of being tossed to the side of the road. That's what it is, guys. So this is the type of advice that will get women being the type of women that they are nowadays, right? And I'm not saying there's not feminine women out there, right? Because there's plenty of those, especially if you run your program, right? But for the most part, these type of women, this type of shit is only going to work on a motherfucker with no game. This type of shit is only going to work on a fucking square, on a sucker. Because a man like myself, and I'm about to tell y'all in the video, everything that I pick apart, right? I'm going to tell you how I would handle this, right? How I would deal with something like this. First of all, I don't deal with women like this, right? Right off the bat. I already see these signs. If I ever see these signs on the first day, what do? I don't deal with them, right? Why? Because you don't deal with those type of women. You got to have a standard in your life. And the standard for me is a feminine women who will listen to me, who will follow my program, right? So that standard is a filter, and no woman is getting past that filter if she's not meeting that standard, right? If you're in my life, you got to meet that standard. So let's go ahead. Let's see what this is all about. What is Sprinkle?
Body says.
And I just looked it up today, right? Because I've heard about it before, but I just looked it up today. And apparently she's the one who made up this term, right? I've heard about the term before, like women, using men and manipulating men. But let's hear it from her, from the creator, right? And let me preface this before I get into it, right? I'm going to tell you what I believe, right? I believe that a woman should get taken care of. I believe that a woman should be provided for if she's feminine, if she's submissive, if she's providing value to your life, of course. I'm not the type of guy who says, oh, you should go 50-50 with a woman. No, as a man, I believe you're supposed to take care of your masculine duties and she take care of her feminine duties. That's it. I'm not the type of guy who's going to say go 50-50. And that's not no simp shit, bro. That's called being a man. It's simp shit if you're just doing this for women that you don't even know. But women who are providing value to your life, who are soft-spoken, feminine, submissive, and listening to you and catering to you like you're the king, guess what? Of course, provide for them, bro. You're the man. Take care of that shit. Nowadays, guys think that everything is simping. Why? Because you're listening to too much red pill. That's why this whole dating game is messed up. Because the women are listening to Sprinkle, and the men are listening to red pill, and they're going against each other. But I understand it, bro. I understand both sides to a certain extent. But let's get into it, right? Let's go ahead and get right into it.
I don't care what anybody says.
Let me put the volume up. Hold on. She don't care what anybody says. Okay.
I don't care. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what you need, what you want. If you want a good life and a good marriage and a good relationship, he has to love you more. I don't care. That's just how it has to be.
Let me tell you guys. And first of all, look at that look, bro. She looks soulless. These type of women are soulless, right? Because they're going against their feminine nature to follow a man, right? They're going against their nature. They're trying to be heartless. They're trying to be cold. They're trying to put their emotions on guard because, like I said earlier, they've been used as cum dumpsters way too many times. And what happens with women? Women are very emotional. So the cause of this woman right here, when she was younger, she was a very feminine woman, most likely. She was open-hearted, right? She followed a man. She was submissive to him. She got very attached to him. She got very emotional, very in love. And the guy dogged her out, right? He dogged her out. He tossed her to the side of the road. She felt useless. And so she develops this thing to go against her nature so that she can now be on guard at all times, right? And she flipped it. And I've seen this happen, bro. I've seen women from my high school do this shit, right? I didn't even know the term was called sprinkle sprinkle, but I've seen plenty of women do this. And the origin story is usually a guy cheated on them, a guy used them, whatever the case may be, right? And then they turn into this. But this type of woman is soulless. Why? Because a woman is filled with emotions. So when she tries to go against her nature and get rid of her emotions, she becomes soulless. She becomes empty, just waiting for cock. That's it. She's waiting to get filled up by cum. That's it. There's no more substance to her, right? There is a void that is yet to be fulfilled because they're going against their nature. You got to understand that. But let's keep going. Actually, let me break down what she just said. She said what?
In a good relationship, he has to love you more. I don't care.
He has to love you more, right? Now, guys, understand this. Like I said, this will only work on a square, on a sucker, right? For a man to have a good relationship, she has to love you more, right? So they're just switching it up, right? But in reality, a good feminine woman is supposed to love you more. If you want to have a good relationship, right? Because the person who's in power is the person who cares less. So all they're doing is they're switching it, right? They're letting go of their emotions. They're becoming soulless and they're caring less. And that in turn makes a man who's a square and has no game, it makes him chase after them, right? Because they're more invested than they are. The man's more invested, the woman is not. The woman is keeping her options open, using the man for whatever, right? So the woman cares less. But if you want a good relationship with a woman, if you want a good feminine submissive woman, she has to love you more. She has to love you more, and you have to have the type of mindset, not to where you don't care about her, like, fuck that bitch, right? It's the mindset that I'm the type of man who is going to focus on myself to be better for this team, right? Not because you want to use her, right? The reason why they're doing this is because they want to use them, right? But as a man, the reason why she must care more about you than you care about her or love or whatever the case may be is because when you as a man aren't focused on your purpose, on yourself, you start to stay stagnant. And what happens? The leader cannot stay stagnant. The leader must always be trying to improve. The leader must always be focused on himself to keep elevating and providing value for the team. Because when a man is in love with a woman and he just loves her so much, he doesn't focus on himself. He doesn't focus on his purpose. He's focused on her. So understand that. The reason why it has to be like that, like a man and a woman, is because the man, we've always been hunters. We always have to focus on our purpose. We always have to focus on building an empire, right? The women stay at home. They nurture. They're more emotional. So that's normal. That's natural. But they're just switching it up. Understand that.
That's just how it has to be. If you're on a date and they're looking at another woman, look at cars. Because a man can be cute and broke, and he knows you ain't going nowhere. But looking at cars is totally different. Oh my God, look, there's a Bentley. I wonder who's driving that. You know, that way he sees. You're not looking at looks, you're looking at money.
See, like I said, I'm going to tell you guys, you know, how I would play this, right? Personally, I'm not dealing with no woman like this. If I see that, okay, you won't hear from me again, and it's no problem, right? She probably won't care. Why? Because she's soulless. She has no emotion. She's not even going to think about you. Okay, whatever. But I'm not dealing with no woman like this. And if I were to deal with a woman like this, right, I'd play the game. I'd do the same shit she's doing. I'd manipulate her ass. I'd lie to her ass. I'd tell her everything she wants to hear. I get what I want and I dip. That's it. You'll never hear from me again. Why? Because I know the type of woman that you are. You're trying to manipulate. You're trying to take, you're trying to be in power, right? But the thing is, these type of women, they're going to want something. They're going to expect something from you, like an investment. And that's why I say I personally wouldn't deal with no woman like this, right? Because I'm not investing shit. Right? I'm the type of man who I take care of the dates. You know, I'm going to show you that I'm interested in taking this further than a friendship, but I'm not about to be paying for no gifts and this and that, right? I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, But on the first date, nah, hell no. That's why these type of women, you shouldn't deal with them, because they're gonna want some sort of investment and this and that. And that's why I say this only works on guys with no game.
I mean, yeah. Don't look at other men. Look at Carl. That'll get them. Girl, let them big hoop earrings go. Throw them in the trash or sell them or something, girl. Don't. You're not J-Lo, and they're not coming back. They're not classy. Like, they're like, I've worn them, and I used to love hoop earrings in the 90s. They're so 90s. But I can't, like, when you see people with hoop earrings, especially in America, I don't know if it's like this in other cultures and countries, it screams ratchet. That's it. I lied and cheated in school and my jobs, and that's how I got ahead. Exactly. You know how they try to trick you. They say, oh, cheaters never win, and losers never prosper. I mean, and cheaters never prosper, and don't lie, and karma. Everyone who is anyone that has something is a liar, a manipulator, a cheater, or whatever you want to call them. Okay? All the timid people who don't have much, they're the ones that are so honest and so humble and so this and so that. So that's why they are in the position that they're in, because they can't make it in this real world.
And this is why when I make videos, bro, these incels stay here getting all mad, defending their points. This is the woman that you're dealing with, bro. You're dealing with manipulative liars, cheaters, right? Of course, there's the odd one out who is more gonna be a homebody. She had a father figure in her life, right? Because 9 times out of 10, either she was used and abused and used as a cum dumpster, or her father wasn't in her life. So she hated her father so much, right? She developed a hate for her father, and then it became a hate for all men, right? But when a woman has a father in her life, naturally, if the man is worth respecting, she sees the dynamic between her father and her mother, and she's going to say, wow, I love that dynamic. I want that to be me. So that's the type of woman who is going to be good to be in a relationship with, right? Because that woman is going to be feminine. That woman is going to be submissive. That woman is going to have these beliefs to where this feminine poison is not going to get in her mind, right? This whole sprinkle bullshit ain't going to get in her mind. Why? Because she was already influenced by her father, and she respects her father, so she will respect you. But guys in the comments, incels who know absolutely nothing about women, I'm sure there's going to be some in the comments right now saying, oh no, blah, 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 right? Bro, you don't know shit about women. And that's why you are going to be one of her victims, dog. You're a victim. You're going to be her victim. You're going to be the victim of this type of woman, because you don't have game. You don't have understanding. You don't see the red flags. You're easily manipulated. See, as a man, I'm already thinking of everything from a logical perspective. And that's the problem with these guys, is they go into everything with their emotions. So a woman will tell them everything they want to hear, and they'll be clouded by their emotions, right? They'll hear all the stuff that they want to hear. They're the bitch. They're acting like the woman, right? They're switching it up. They're fucking with some ice cold killers out here who have no emotions or soulless, and they're going to get used and abused. So that's why all the incels in the comments that want to keep arguing, hey man, do what you want to do. If you want to be a victim, go ahead. What she say, sprinkle?
Okay, by telling the truth all the time. I'm not bringing nothing to the table, baby. Sprinkle. If you want a woman to bring something to the table, go to IHOP. Go to the restaurant where you can tip her, baby. Sprinkle. Because if I bring something to the table, you're going to be mad because it's going to be another man who's going to not ask me to bring something to the table. He's going to take care of the bill, them kids, and everybody else. And you, if you look broke. And this is why I'm telling you, girls, stop. He don't love you unless he marries you, okay? He don't love you, and you are single until you are married. That's all I'm going to say. He don't love you, and you are single until you are married.
See, the thing about these type of women is they're never going to feel fulfilled, because deep down inside they want a man that can lead them. But they've adopted this mindset, they've adopted this thinking, and deep down inside, women are emotional creatures, right? She's going to feel, even though she can mask it, she can hide it, she knows that deep down inside she will always feel empty, right? Because she can get the money, she can manipulate the guy, she can do all these things, but she never feels fulfilled. Why? Because she doesn't have the man that she truly wants. Because the man that she truly wants is not going to be getting manipulated and used and abused. Why? Because that type of man, you can't tame him. You can't tame that type of man. You can't manipulate him and do all these things. Why? Because he has understanding, he has game, he has knowledge. So she'll always feel this void because, why? Because she doesn't have the man that she wants. She doesn't have that man. I'm sorry, baby girl, but you ain't gonna have him.
Okay. But most black women are overweight or obese. Well, you know why? Because you can't afford a gym membership for them. And they would rather eat than be with a broke man. They would rather sit down and prepare a meal for their kids and their family and eat and get fat because y'all aren't worth being skinny for. What we gonna be looking good and snatched for? To go get some coffee? Oh, I got to go to the gym. I might get invited out for some coffee tomorrow. Let me go get my brows waxed so I can get this coffee. Ooh, girl, I gotta go. I can't. I'm fasting, girl. I'm going to Applebee's tomorrow. What do we have to be skinny for? Y'all ain't taking us nowhere where we got to fit into something to look extra good. Y'all ain't taking us to no fundraisers. We ain't going to no gala.
And you want to know how you can spot this type of woman, right? If you're going on a date and she's not cooperative off the jump, that's immediate red flag. Immediately, I'm already turned off. Immediately, I don't want to deal with you anymore, right? Because you tell a woman, hey, listen, I want to see you in a nice black dress. Wear a nice black dress for me, right? You're taking care of the date. You're paying for everything, right? You're taking care of everything. All you got to do is look pretty. That's it. You don't got to do nothing more. You just got to come on the date, be cooperative, be submissive, be nice. Don't be boring. Look pretty. That's it. I'm going to take care of the rest. So if right off the bat, you were to tell a woman, hey, listen, like, I want to see you in a black dress or whatever the case may be, wear a black dress for me. And she shows up and she's not said, no, I'm not wearing that. Oh, right off the bat, you already know. You already know the type of woman that she is. Straight up. A feminine woman who is a green flag, right? She'll show up, right? She'll show up and she's in the black dress that you told her to wear. Because she wants to impress you. She wants you to feel like she's following you, right? This type of woman wants you to feel like she's in control. Like you can't tell her what to do. Like she's a boss bitch, right? She don't need you, right? This is the type of woman you do not want to take seriously. If you get the chance to manipulate them, lie them, and use them for what it is that you need to use them for and toss them to the side of the road. But that's it, bro. Don't take this woman seriously. Don't ever take a woman like this serious.
Oh, y'all ain't getting no private jets. Y'all ain't surprising us with plane tickets nowhere where we got to be snatched. Y'all trying to take us to Applebee's and to your mama house.
How do you know if you're the ugly friend? Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do you know if you're the ugly friend? Ask the child.
That's true. Kids don't have no filter at all.
Don't know you. Take a picture of you and your friend. Hold it up to some child. Who's prettier? Who's ugly in this picture? Okay. I've been with him 4 years and we still ain't moved out or have a ring, and currently he has no job. Then you a prisoner. You've been kidnapped by a broke man. Honestly, I don't even know why he's still there.
How do you get out of a situationship? If it's a situationship, then you're not in anything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to ask how to get out. It's not even a relationship. So you don't have anything. You can just ghost. 4s and 5s want to be treated like dimes. And broke men want to be treated like kings. Guess we at a standstill. Bye. And broke men want to be treated like kings.
And listen, I'm a touch in on what you just said, right? Because if you are the type of man who is not worth respecting, I can see where these women are coming from, right? If you're not the type of man who wants to build a good life, you just want to stay at the bottom and struggle, and you don't have no ambition, you're lazy, you don't have no sort of gumption to get up and go get it, why would that woman want to stay with you, right? Because as a woman, she's going to follow you. She's going to follow your instruction. So if you lead her down the wrong path, she's going to follow you out of her feminine nature, right? She's gonna follow you and she's gonna go with you even if you go down to the lowest point on earth, right? But understand this. I understand where these women are coming from to a certain extent, right? Because you can't be the type of man who's not worth respecting. You're a loser, you're fat, you're broke, you have no hustle, you have no ambition, you have none of this. You don't even give her good dick, you don't even give her good sex. And you expect her to treat you like a king? How does that make sense? How does it make sense, bro? Just because you got a dick and balls doesn't mean you should be respected like a king. You got to be the type of man worth respecting. So understand that. Look in the mirror, do some self-reflecting, and ask yourself, am I a bum? Am I a loser? And do I expect a certain type of treatment? Do I ask my woman to go 50-50 with me and then expect to be treated like a king? Like, ask yourself that, right?
Okay. But see, a 4 and a 5 can still be spoiled and get treated like a
Hey, 2 5s make a 10, right?
queen and get their money right here in
Nah, I'm just fucking with you. Don't be fucking with no 4s and 5s, dog.
America.
Well, somebody's got to fuck them. So at the end of the day, somebody's got to do it, right? Somebody's got to get down and dirty.
Ain't got to go nowhere. We still gonna get it. Okay. Okay. You said you will knock me out. You must be super dusty with nothing to lose. This is how them dusties talk. They don't mind spending the weekend and the summer in jail.
Okay, I ain't gonna lie. That shit was pretty fucking funny. She said, you must be super dusty, boy. That shit was funny. Let's listen to it one more
You
time.
still gonna get it. Okay.
He said, I'm gonna knock your ass out. She said, you must be super dusty. You don't mind spending the weekend in jail.
Okay. You said you will knock me out. You must be super dusty with nothing to lose. This is how them dusties talk. They don't mind spending the weekend.
Shorty got the Cash App in her motherfucking whatever this is. What is this, a video? And she got the Cash App on there? And she got the dollar signs on the back? Yo, I know some women like this. They got the cash. Listen, this is how crazy this shit has gotten, right? I've seen this shit on Instagram. Chicks that have gone to my high school, right? Literally have, even if they don't have an OnlyFans, right? They'll have a fucking Cash App. They'll have an Amazon list of everything that they want. They have this, they have that, they have this, they have that. But there's always going to be suckers that do it. Somehow, some way, there's a bunch of men in this world with no game who are enabling this type of behavior, right? Because if there was only men like myself in this world, men who had understanding, this wouldn't even be possible, right? Because no man would enable that type of woman. All those women would be cast away. They would literally be on their own till they had no choice but to submit. They had no choice but to come back to you submissive. But the thing is, there's always going to be a sucker that is going to get played. There's always going to be that guy. And those type of guys, you just can't save them. Some of them even have this humiliation kink to where they want to feel like she's humiliating him. They want to feel like she's making him feel less than by giving him the money. So at the end of the day, I gotta respect the hustle because there's some guys out here that'll let it happen, right? There's some guys out here that'll let it happen. So hey, who am I to knock someone's hustle, right?
Yeah, and the summer in jail. Free food, right? Free food and shelter until tax season. You can get out for finding a pig Misha, right? The glasses make me look dusty, Ike. Okay. Well, I know you are the expert on dusty. So I would say expert in the house. Lazy gold diggers. Thank you. That is a compliment. Like, who wants to be a hard worker that doesn't get any money from their man? Like, who want to be that? Call me a lazy gold digger any day. And you ain't gonna call me broke. Whenever they say they don't want commitment, say good. I don't either. Reverse psychology. Okay. A man always wants what he can't have. Don't ever eat. Your form of commitment means sex.
That's why if you're dealing with this type of woman, what do I tell her? What do I tell you? Tell her what she wants to hear, right? If you're dealing with this type of woman, what do you tell them, right? If what they want to give you the booty is to be committed, right? What do you tell them? She's trying to manipulate you. She's trying to use and abuse you, right? She's trying to play you. So what do you tell her? Listen, I'm open to it. I'm just trying to get to know you a little better, right? I'm trying to get to know you a little better, but I'm definitely open to it. It's just going to take a little more time, right? Because I'm the type of guy who wants to get to know the woman before we get there. But you seem like a beautiful woman. You seem like a well-spoken woman. You seem like the type of woman who is worth taking serious. But I got to get to know you a little better. That's it. You didn't say, "Oh, I'm not open to commitment," right? I'm not open to commitment. Okay, now she just shut herself off. I'm not open to commitment.
Sex is a commitment. So when he says, "Oh, I don't want to commit," I'm so glad you said that, because I totally agree. I don't think we need any type of commitment. Not even a physical commitment. There you go.
And this is why I say, the type of man who has game, he's just gonna move on to the next chick. It's that simple, right? That's how you make a woman submit, right? Like, this type of woman is probably not even worth the hassle, right? Because she's too fucking masculine. You got to put in too much work. What's the point? Just get you one that is not going to take so much work, right? So this type of woman is not worth it. But the type of woman who maybe she has giving you a little bit of pushback, right? Maybe she's testing you to see, right? You got to stand firm on your standards. You got to stand firm on your boundaries. You got to stand firm on what you want. And if she tests you and tries to act like she's not going to do it, you move on to the next. And now she has a choice. Either she literally has no option. The only option she has is either do what you say and have what she wants, which is you, or not do what you say and keep it pushing and lose you forever. Because you're the type of man who's stubborn. You're the type of man who's not going to come back and chase her and be like, "Oh, please, baby, please, wait, actually, never mind, I changed my mind." No, you're the type of man who stands firm. You're the type of man who, my way or the highway. Understand that? So that's what makes a woman submissive. When you stand firm on what you want. I see a lot of guys, they fucking go back and forth with a chick, trying to negotiate things, right? She says, "Oh, but this and that," and he tries to negotiate, right? You're never going to get a woman to respect you fully and submit to you if you're negotiating things, right? She has to feel like you're firm. She has to feel like under your leadership, there is no way that you can be moved. Because if you can be moved by her, you can be moved by the outside world. If you can be moved by her, you can be moved by your boss. You can be moved by your job. You can be moved by the weather. You can be moved by the news. So she wants a man who she knows she can't move, because that man is unwavering. That man is disciplined. He's focused on his purpose. He can't be moved. He has his standards, and he doesn't go for anything below that, right? So that's how you get a woman to submit, because she respects it. She's like, "Damn, this man wants what he wants, and he's either going to have it or he's going to keep it pushing until he finds what he wants," right? She knows you're not going to sit there and negotiate.
Commitment to you means something totally different than it means to him. So y'all need to figure out what commitment to each other. I would recommend pretending like commitment means sex to you. And I bet you he gonna commit real quick, because y'all have two totally separate definitions of it.
How do you ask men for
Wait,
money?
what'd she say? Hold on.
Than it means to him. So y'all need to figure out what commitment means to each other. I would recommend pretending like commitment means sex to you. And I bet you he gonna commit real quick, because y'all have two totally separate definitions of it.
How do you ask men for money without feeling bad? Like this. Do you want to make me happy right now? Yeah, of course I do.
Let's go back. I'm gonna role play this shit. Let's role play. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Definitions of it. How do you ask men for money without feeling that? Like this. Do you want to make me happy right now?
No, not really.
Yeah, of course I do. I want to make you happy too.
Oh yeah? How do you think you're gonna do that?
But later on. Well, what do you want? No, I don't know. I don't know if I should tell you yet.
Okay, don't tell me then. I gotta keep working.
Come on, what is it? Then whisper in his ear like this. I want you to take me to the ATM.
And I'm gonna say, no, bitch, suck my dick.
And give me as much money.
And don't forget to lick the balls.
As you choose.
I choose 0.
It's kind of a kink. I just want to see what you're going to give.
It's kind of a kink to me when you suck my balls and you suck my dick too.
Okay, let's go.
Yeah, and I believe it. I believe it. There is some guys who are going to be like that. Not some. There is guys who are going to be like that. Because otherwise this movement wouldn't even exist, right? So my videos and my YouTube channel is not for this type of guy. Unless you're ready to have an open mind and understand that you're getting played and adopt my way of thinking so that you can see better results in your life, this channel is not for you. You don't have to sit there and argue in the comments. And if you do, go ahead. It boosts my engagement. Great. I appreciate it. But if you're the type of guy who is going to be played by this shit right here and you can't see this shit from a mile away, you wouldn't. I wouldn't buy that shit if it was 50% off. I know exactly what this bitch is trying to do. She's trying to manipulate me, right? And it's not going to work because I'm firm. I'm not moving. There's nothing you can do. But if you're that type of guy, get off my channel, brother. Don't be on this channel. If you're going to sit here with a closed mind and try to defend this shit, stay over there. Listen, the world needs black and white, day and night, cold and warmth, right? So in order for me, the type of man who I am, to be possible, there has to be simps like you. So if that's the type of man who you are and you're firm on that, then stay over there, brother. It wouldn't be possible to be the type of man that I am if you weren't alive, if you weren't available to be used and abused.
Then you're going to say, no, never mind. You're going to tease him a little bit. You're going to say, never mind. How about the next time we see each other, you just bring it to me?
This is why you can't deal with no women who is trying to weaponize sex against you. If she's trying to weaponize sex against you, then you clearly aren't fucking with the right type of woman, right? Because you got to deal with the type of woman who always, she wants to be on you more than you want to be on her, right? That's the type of woman you want to deal with. But the type of woman who's playing games and making you jump through mental gymnastics and hoops and do all these things to get the box? What? Do you understand that's the most easily replaceable thing about you? Do you understand that? Right? Because what's not replaceable is a woman who can cook, a woman who can clean, a woman who can treat you right, a woman who can suck your dick, a woman who can cater for you, a woman who can do all these things. You're weaponizing sex? Do you understand that there's billions of women on this earth? Do you understand that? And every single one of them, what's the common denominator? They all have a pussy, right? So that's the most easily replaceable thing. And these women are going after men who have money. How many men have money? Understand, you're the prize. Because if she's weaponizing the only thing she has, which is pussy, and she wants your money, understand this. Every woman has a pussy, but not every man has money. Come on, dog. I'm giving you the free game, dog. I'm giving you the free game. Every woman has a pussy. Not every man has money. So if you're the type of target, if you're the target audience of this type of woman, you have to let her know right off the bat. If she's trying to play these games with you, you got to make it clear she's easily replaceable. like that, easily replaceable. Because sex is the least of my concerns. My concern is, are you going to be the type of woman who can cater for me, treat me right, treat me like a king, do all these things, give me back rubs when I come home from work. I come home from work and dinner's cooked because I've been out there getting to the fucking chicken bag to make sure I take care of us, right? That's something that's not replaceable, because not every woman is like that. Some women aren't going to do that. So that's where the value is at. But if you are being so naive to be tricked by the lowest level of value, right? The lowest level of value a woman has to offer is sex, because you can get it anywhere. But when you're the type of guy who lacks attention from women, you fall for this shit. Why? Because you have a scarcity mindset to where you think, I'm never going to get sex ever again if I leave this woman.
There you go. It's a challenge. He already know he gonna seduce him because you just whispered in his ear. And you know what that do. So you got to break out of shyness. You got to break out of shyness. That's another thing that we have brainwashed. We think it's us when a guy does not choose us. But men that are attractive don't think that about women who don't choose them.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Men that are
attractive don't think that about women who don't choose them. Let me see. Hold on.
Break out of shyness. You got to break out of shyness. That's another thing that we have.
That's another thing that we have brainwashed.
Brainwashed. We think it's us.
We think it's us when a guy does not choose us. Okay. They think it's them when we don't choose them.
When a guy does not choose us. But men that are
attractive don't think about that woman. Don't think that about women who don't choose them. Okay. I think I know what she's saying here, right? I think what she's saying is, what the fuck is this? Get into my fucking drink, bitch. Back up. Anyways, what I was saying is, what I believe she's saying is, men are more easily controlled when a woman acts distant, when a woman, this is guys who don't have game, but for the most part, if she provides space, the art of seduction, you provide space, the person has space to fall, right? The pursuer has space to fall. So if she acts like she doesn't care less, like she cares less, what did I say earlier? The person who cares the least has the power. Okay? So I think that's what she's trying to say. Let me see.
That are attractive don't think that about women who don't choose them. An attractive man does not go around thinking, why are women so picky? Why don't they choose me? They don't do that.
An attractive
man does not go around thinking, why?
Yo, am I just slow or am I not getting this?
An attractive man does not go around thinking, why are women so picky? Why don't they choose me? They don't do that.
Okay, I see what she's saying. So she's saying, as a woman, you shouldn't sit around and think about, why doesn't this guy choose me? Right? Well, as a woman, you gotta pay attention to the signs too. But as a woman, there's multiple variables why he didn't choose you, right? He's probably playing the game. He's probably not ready to commit. He's probably emotionally unavailable. Or you just didn't meet the criteria, right? So before you cross that off the list, you have to ask yourself, am I meeting the criteria? Do I look good? Am I fat and out of shape, or am I in shape, right? Am I doing all the things to show him that I'm interested in him and that I'm ready to compliment his life? Because if those are checked off the list, then that motherfucker's just not ready to commit, right? But if you haven't done any of those and then you're wondering, why isn't this guy picking me? Well, duh. Why do you think he's not picking you?
Why? Because they're not programmed to. So that's how you need to think. I don't think anything is wrong with me if someone doesn't choose me. They can't afford me. Obviously, when you go to the store.
Just self-delusion, huh? Literally, they just self-delude themselves. Because she has said that she's not going to provide nothing. She's not going to bring nothing to the table. And then when men don't choose her, she sits here and self-deludes. Because there is reasons why you're not getting chosen, right? Because you're not bringing anything to the table, right? You have that attitude about yourself. So, of course, men aren't going to choose you. I'm sure there's some who will, but not the men that she wants. Why? Because she has this attitude about herself. I'm not bringing nothing to the table.
Or do you choose stuff you can't afford? Probably not.
And this is why, listen, I've told women this, right? When they tell me like, oh, so-and-so's mom, she told me this type of advice and this and this and that. And then I ask them, how old is she? Oh, she's 40 something. She's 50 something. Oh, does she have a man? No. Well, there you go. Understand that. This type of woman, they're going to be single in their later years. Why? Because later on in life, not only are they going to be more unattractive, not only are they going to be less good for sex, but what else? Now they have this mindset and they're not attractive. So these women have a short time frame within which they can manipulate and do all this stuff, because later on in life, why is it that they become single? Why is it that nobody wants them? Why is it that they get used and abused and tossed to the side of the road? Because who wants that type of woman, right? If you're going to be older and you're going to look older, at least bring some type of value to the table, right? But you got to pay attention to the signs. How many of these women do you know in your life that think this way? When they're younger, sure, they can have all their fun they want, right? Because they're attractive, they're sexy, and men, for the most part, men want them. But later on in life, how many women do you know that have this mindset? And look at them. They're single, right? No man wants them. Why do you think that is? Go figure.
Okay. The people that are at the saleswomen that are sitting at the counter, they don't get upset with you because you didn't buy nothing from them. She obviously can't afford, or he can't afford. So they don't get upset about that. I'm not worried about no sex, baby.
I really want to hear her thoughts on what to do when it comes to bad. Cheat? Tell him? Wait. Okay. So when he's not providing that pipe, when he's not laying down that pipe right, and he's not giving her good sex, what does she do? And what is she going to say? I don't care about sex. All I want is the money, right? Let's hear it.
Can't afford it. So they don't get upset about that. I'm not worried about it.
Have you noticed that this woman hasn't smiled? She hasn't looked like she's, happy with life. Why? Because she's soulless. You see that throughout the entire, look, this right here. Just look at her. And I'm not talking shit about the woman, but anyone with eyes can see this. Even Stevie Wonder could see this shit. Her face just looks sad. She just looks just empty, really sad. Why? Because what did I say? They were used and abused in their earlier years, and then they turned into this, which is nothing but a shell, right? It's just a shell. There's nothing inside. It's just a shell. Just a shell, a vaporous hole, right? Have you noticed that she hasn't smiled? She doesn't look very happy, and when she does laugh, it's because this type of woman she's never going to be fulfilled until she goes back to her natural feminine nature, right? And for the men who hate women, understand that there's women out there who are very feminine. And when you have feminine women around you, you would most likely prefer to have the company of a woman than to have the company of a man, right? It's fun to hang out with the homies, but it's nice to have a feminine companion. It's very nice to spend your time with a woman who's very feminine, right? It's very, very complimenting to your life, to where you enjoy spending your time with a woman who caters to you, who treats you right? But the reason why men hate women is because of women like this. So the women who are actually feminine and they actually go with their true nature, those women get a bad rep because of women like this.
No sex, baby. Is the money good? You know what I mean?
What did I say? See, when she laughs, it's not even like a genuine smile.
Is that, is the money good?
Is the money good? That's what I'm asking. I don't care about the sex. So the point is, stop focusing on that which is not important and focus on the money.
Well, that's the video for today. This is interesting. I like reacting to this, right? I like breaking this down. I think I'm gonna do more of these reactions. Matter of fact, why? Because this helps you guys see deeper into why the women who act the way they act nowadays, why is it? Because of this type of advice on the internet, right? So I think I'm gonna make some more reactions to this. But I'm gonna go ahead and post this video. Like the video, share your thoughts down below. What do you think? What do you think about this? Have you experienced a woman like this in your life? Do you have a girlfriend like this? Do you be getting used and abused? Is that you? Let me know down below. Peace out.